During the Cold War, the U.S. Navy's fleet of nuclear submarines seemed invincible. A highly mobile underwater tank with the capability of destroying entire cities, this Death Star of the Deep had one fatal weakness. A small squadron of rebel sharks posed the greatest threat to U.S. security. But how did a tiny fish do so much damage? This fresh batch of treats flips the tables and takes a bite out of war crime here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's 30 minutes of interesting animal info for you. I'm Joe.
I'm Carlos.
And today we're talking about an ugly little baker that makes the kind of cookies only a predatory fish would love. But more on that later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're gross cookies.
I don't want one.
Me neither. We're talking about the cookie cutter shark.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute? Sounds delicious.
It sounds like it looks cute.
Sounds sugar frosted. It's not that cute, actually,
Not
when you
cute.
look at it.
It's not cute.
But we're going to call it here the Phantom Menace, Carbon Copy Cookie Monster,
Okay.
and Cookies and Scream.
That's perfect. Would you like to know what it's called when the scientists get a hold of it?
Yes. Because this is my animal, even though we just did my animal, but that's on account of some technical difficulties.
Yes. Let's talk about the taxonomy. The kingdom, you know it, you love it, you are in it.
Anomalia. Did I get
As
it right?
that is a given.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Yes.
The phylum is Chordata. That means bones. We know that. Spines.
I have trees here on mine. Phylum trees.
Well, that's incorrect. The class is Chondrichthyes. I'm guessing con instead of chon. Because it's Chordata, not Chordata.
And that's sharks.
Yes. And the order is Squaliformes. Or Squaliformes.
They're small storms.
Yeah. The form of a storm.
Storm form. Go. Squaliform.
The family is Dalatidae. Or Dalatiidae?
Yeah, that sounds right. Dalatiidae.
Yeah. And the...
Sounds like a princess.
Yeah. Like that went missing in 1830. I almost said 40. That's incorrect.
Yeah, that would be wrong.
No.
There was definitely no princess named Dalatiidae that went missing in the 1840s.
The genus is Isistius.
Isistius.
And then the species is Brasiliensis. So Isistis brasiliensis.
Isistius brasiliensis.
Yes.
And Isistius is apparently the Egyptian goddess of light, and Brasiliensis is Brazil.
Yeah.
But since we're in the business of naming things, it's time for arguably the listener's favorite part of the show.
Okay. There's
the part where I ask you a question.
Fact.
Yeah, I did the most recent poll.
It's a small poll. It didn't have it was not everyone was.
I did the
most.
I polled the pools, and got a definitive answer. So in critter groups. Sorry, I forgot the beginning. I asked Joe a question, which is always the same, and that is, what is the collective noun for this animal that we're talking about? And it posed it in a multiple choice question, which is considerably more forgiving than Measure Up. So, just going on record there. So, what is the collective noun for a cookie cutter shark? When a bunch of them are together, it is a
batch
tray of cookie cutter sharks. So it's A. B.
A school.
A frenzy of cookie cutter sharks. C. A horde of cookie cutter sharks. Or D. A school.
It's a school.
Darn Wikipedia.
No, it's a fish.
No, but not all fish come in schools.
All sharks do, I'm pretty sure.
Just like not all
Frenzy
birds.
was a good one. I would have considered Frenzy if I wasn't absolutely sure at school.
And not all birds come in flocks.
But we're not talking about birds.
I know, but it's just
School of Sharks. I've heard it a million times.
You're right.
I knew that one was going to be.
I was hoping that Horde would get you.
No, Frenzy was the one that was the most compelling. I was thinking about that earlier today. It could be Frenzy, but like feeding Frenzy.
It was also in the second paragraph of the Wikipedia page for this animal. So that's the tough part about this game, is that a lot of the times the answer is right there,
prominently displayed. Yes.
Yes.
Would you like to know what it looks like?
Sure. Although I'm afraid.
Yeah. If you're driving or blind or otherwise cannot see this, I will describe it to your mind's eye. The cookie cutter shark is a small sea alien that is about as pleasing to look at as other deep sea fish. So
not at all.
Not at all.
Although it takes a back seat to the black angler.
Yeah, the deeper you go, the uglier they are.
That's the worst thing ever.
It has a long torpedo-shaped body similar to the Greenland shark. Shout out to that episode. But it's considerably smaller.
Mm-hmm.
The shark is brown to light tan, so it's compelling to look at. It has large eyes set close to the front of its head, though it still has monocular vision. It doesn't have binocular vision looking forward. It has the eyes on the two sides. And then its mouth is located at the bottom of its head, and its small razor-sharp teeth are surrounded by large, fleshy lips that you do not want to kiss from.
No. Or a cookie from.
No. Yeah. It's a sight to behold.
These are not your grandmother's cookies.
It doesn't
or your mother's cookies, for that matter.
It doesn't look that sharky.
No, it looks like a fish.
Yeah. Like it has a large body with smaller fins, which sharks usually have, sleek bodies with large fins.
I bet if it had bones, it would be a fish, just your standard fish.
Yeah.
But because it has cartilage, it is a shark.
Yeah, and it also has teeth similar to a shark.
Yeah, but piranhas have teeth. Lots of fish have teeth.
But it has rows of teeth that are very similar to the way sharks are.
I guess, yeah.
Let's talk about the real listener's favorite part of the show. Welcome to the listener's favorite part of the show, the part of until empirical evidence shows otherwise.
Empirical evidence has been obtained.
I haven't been able to see this evidence. It's only hearsay.
I didn't see your Twitter poll.
Well, it was available for the public to see, so I can't control what you look at.
Where is it?
It's on Twitter. Go look at it. The part of the show where I pose quiz questions to Carlos to convey the animal's size and dimensions in relatable terms. Welcome back to the season of woe, everybody.
Although I did really well last time.
You did.
The last time that nobody's going to hear, because it was in the last episode that we don't have yet.
This is the season in which the questions are harder and more relatable than ever. It's also the part of the show that's introduced by either a listener or an animal this season. If you would like to submit your own Measure Up intro, just say, sing, or bark the words Measure Up into your phone's recording app, and then email it to ldtaxonomy@gmail.com.
We prefer a bark.
Actually, no.
If you can spare it.
Yeah, I mean, you can bark. Your dogs can bark. Can your cat bark? That'd be sweet.
We definitely want that.
Today, we have a brand new submission from a listener named Alana.
Alana, thank you.
Yeah. Without further ado, the listener's favorite part of the show.
I liked it. It was soothing.
I did like it. And it sounded like you were in public or around other people, in which case you're telling more people about Measure Up, and I appreciate that.
I hope that lots of people were like, what did you just do? And then you were like, I just sent a tiny sound clip to the best podcast on planet Earth.
I hope that too. She sent 2 of them. Maybe we'll hear from her again next week or in a couple weeks, because I got another person that sent one in.
Nice.
So look forward to more Measure Ups.
Thank you to everyone who has ever sent in a Measure Up.
Yes.
And if you haven't, please do.
Yes.
Because we want to hear your voice.
Okay. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about length. The cookie cutter shark is between 42 and 56 centimeters. Or 16.5 to 22 inches. Let's call it 19 inches.
Okay.
Here's the question. How many cookie cutter sharks go into the diameter of the world's largest cookie?
Okay.
Here's a hint. The cookie was baked in the by the Immaculate Baking Company. That's not an adjective I'm assigning to them. It is just their name.
They are actually perfect.
It was baked in 2003 in Flat Rock, North Carolina.
Probably on a big flat rock, too.
And as I understand it, the spectacle was done in order to raise money to create like an art exhibit for local folk artists.
Okay, I'm going to say this thing is 15 feet across.
Okay.
That is a darn big cookie, but I guess there's really no limit to how big you can make a cookie as long as you have enough batter and enough dough and a big enough place.
They had to get creative with their oven, quote unquote, for sections of the cookie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They made it in sections, but they made like a specific type of huge oven that was like it baked it on a record player. Like it baked it in sections.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, so they made it and then spun it around.
When you look at the picture, it looks like there are sections of it that were put together, but I'm not really. Maybe they were just sections of dough laid out.
I'm going to bring my guess a little bit down and bring it to 10 feet.
Okay.
Man, I want a cookie right now.
Same.
I want that cookie.
Same. Air baked.
What kind of cookie was it?
I think it was just straight cookie, like sugar cookie.
I was going to say straight cookie. Is it? Excuse me?
A sugar cookie. Like,
yeah.
I don't think they had giant chips in it or millions of chips
in
it.
You don't need giant chips. You just need lots of chips. Okay, so if it's 10 feet across and about 2 of these go into 3 feet because they're about 1.5 feet long, then we're looking at about, I'm going to say 6.5.
Okay. Sharks?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Your guess for the cookie size was about 6 times smaller than the second largest cookie.
Oh, man.
This cookie is 101 feet or 30 meters across.
Oh, my goodness.
And that makes it 63.7 sharks across.
That is so big.
That is a huge cookie, yeah. It was measured by a surveyor.
They needed a topographical survey for it. Goodness gracious, that is 110, you said?
101.
101 feet. 101 delicious Delmy.
Yeah, I didn't read about who ate it or if it was eaten.
Just Clifford the big red dog.
But birds are like pooping on it, and it's so big, and it was outside.
Oh, it was outside?
Pretty sure.
I don't want a piece. I don't want a piece anymore.
I'll still go. I'll look at it. If it looks good, I'll eat it. Like there's no bugs on it.
There's probably gonna be pollen or something on it.
I'll eat pollen.
Really?
Well, it's not that bad for you.
It is if you're allergic to it.
I mean, yeah, I'll get the sniffles, but I'll eat a giant delicious cookie. So.
Why are you crying? I'm eating this delicious cookie and I'm allergic.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's a big flavor. Let's talk about daily diving depth. The cookie travels a vertical distance of 3 kilometers or 1.9 miles to the surface each day at dusk to feed and then back down at dawn.
That is deep.
It is. How many depths of the Jinping Underground Laboratory in China, the world's deepest building, go into the cookie cutter shark's daily diving depth?
I think that's where like World War Z starts. In an underground Chinese laboratory.
Okay.
In the book. Let's see.
Here's a hint. The laboratory is designated for dark matter physics. Dark matter is the theoretical substance that holds galaxies together, does not interact with light or matter in a way we can detect, and makes up more of the universe than normal matter, like a whole lot more.
So they just play around with it in there, even though they
I don't know what they do.
though they can't detect it or interact with it.
I don't know what they do with it. I think they probably do a lot of. Well, it's deep because of like radioactive shielding. So I don't know what they're
I think
doing
they're
in
just spending a lot of money to create the perfect superhuman down there, and they're going to unleash them on the world, just for the spread of communism.
there. Yeah, and they're irradiating them with like gamma or something.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that they can do that to everyone else who needs it.
I want to know: are they protecting whatever their experiment is from radiation, from like solar radiation, or are they protecting everyone else from what their experiment is?
Yeah,
Radiating.
it's definitely going to get loose, and they're going to have to send a small squadron of drastically unprepared throwaway characters and two main characters, a guy and a girl, to go and suppress this. And
Or-
inevitably, they will be the only two left alive, probably just the girl.
Or two people in a ridiculous giant robot.
Oh, you're thinking anime.
I was thinking of kaijus and what is it? What's that movie?
Jaegers.
Yeah.
Jaegers in Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, yeah. Just shoot it. Just shoot it. Why? You don't need to build a ridiculous robot that would never work.
They have a cool problem. They need a cool solution.
A jet.
Jets aren't cooler than giant robots. Everyone knows that. And I think that this laboratory is 100 feet below the surface, which would make it 10 stories. That seems like a lot. No, it does not seem like a lot. I feel like I've been 100 feet below the surface in one of those mines. I'm going to say 1,000 feet, which would make this easier.
Which would make it like the building as tall as the Empire State Building.
Yes, but it's not limited to the structural constraints of of gravity.
Right.
So yeah, I'll say 1,000 feet, and this goes about 2 miles, which is about 10,400 feet. So we will say 10.4.
10.4 what?
10.4 laboratory depths go into the daily diving depth of the cookie cutter shark.
Okay. The Jinping Underground Laboratory in China is 2,400 meters.
Outrageous.
7,900 feet. It was an engineering marvel. They had to worry about water pressure in the rocks. I think it's surrounded by limestone. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's 1.2 Jinping depths.
That would take a long time.
To ride down in an elevator?
Yes. It would take a long time to fall. If you tripped and fell down the elevator shaft, it would take you, what?
More than almost 8 Empire State Buildings.
It would... Yeah, I mean, it might take you like a full 45 seconds to a minute to fall the whole distance if you tripped and fell.
You definitely don't want that elevator to break.
No, because you're going to be stuck there
Thinking about it.
forever.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why China? That doesn't have anything to do with the cookie cutter shark.
It's
They're Braziliensis.
it's depth.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a measurement of depth. That does it for Measure Up segment. Now let's move into some fast facts. The cookie likes warm tropical waters. It likes to bake in warm tropical waters.
Cooks.
And can be found all over the world's oceans, especially in tropics. It especially likes the Bahamas, Brazil, Sierra Leone, Angola, South Africa, and the Indo-Pacific region.
South Africa does not have very warm waters.
No, it doesn't just live in warm waters. It can go as north as like Upper California.
I guess if it hangs
warmer
out
seasons.
if it hangs out 2 miles below the surface, warm water isn't a necessity.
Yeah, it's not trying to freeze though, so it's not in the Arctic much.
Who's trying to freeze?
Not me.
Nobody.
If you live in those areas, don't worry about it. It doesn't swim where people are typically. It lives in deep water, over 2 miles deep during the day, and swims to about 85 meters or 279 feet at night. Feet down. On rare occasions, it may come all the way to the surface. I don't know, to catch some.
Take a bite out of crime.
Yeah, that's it. Cookie is an ambush predator that relies on quick bursts of speed rather than fast chases, because it's not very fast. It spends most of its time floating in open water. It has denser bones than other fish in the genus, but it also has a large liver that's rich in low-density lipids that help maintain its neutral buoyancy.
Nice. Perfect for a shark.
Yeah. It's also very oily.
Also perfect?
It serves some buoyancy purpose, but I don't know. I don't get it. I don't
Oil
understand
is
it.
lighter than water, and if it's stuck to your skin, then it helps you to be a little bit lighter than water, I guess.
Yeah. Cookie is bioluminescent. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah, I didn't until I learned it. Like everything, except for like inborn things. It has one of the strongest bioluminescent glows of any shark. It glows green on its ventral side. You know what that means?
The left?
No, it means its belly.
Oh, okay.
It's thought that this helps it the left. That'd be funny. I can only glow on one side. This is my good side. I'm glowing.
This is my glow. You have that glow.
It's thought that this helps it hide its silhouette from being spotted from below. If a predator sees it above against the light from the surface, the green glow helps to blend in.
Nice.
Picturing this?
A little bit.
We've talked about counter shading.
Yeah.
This is called counter illumination. So you're camouflaging against light instead of color.
Sounds like a pirate newspaper. Not like for pirates, but like a anti-government newspaper.
Oh, I see.
Counter illumination.
They also have a patch of non-luminescence on their throats that are designed to mimic smaller fish. So this is used as a lure for the kind of predator that Cookie can turn into prey. So they're trying to hide from larger things that could eat them, but entice things that would eat very small fish to come and be
snacked on.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready for the major fact?
We are ready for the major fact.
All right, so continuing on with the theme of hunting, Cookie Monster is actually less of a predator and more of a parasite, because he's got such a tiny mouth and he takes on some large prey. So using his crazy circular jaw and a specialized pharynx, which is the part all the way in the back of your throat above the larynx, to latch onto a thing and tear out a small cookie-shaped chunk. So
delicious flesh cookies.
Yeah, flesh cookies. Fish flesh cookies.
Yeah.
Not always fish, though. So this usually doesn't kill the animal. It will eat like small squid and stuff like that, which they'll die.
Yeah.
But for most of the animals that it takes a bite out of, they're injured, but they keep on swimming. Especially because they will take a bite out of just about anything. Other fish, other sharks, seals, stingrays, and even whales and porpoises.
Oh, wow.
So, like, if you look this up, you're gonna see pictures of like whales,
Swiss cheesed whales.
yeah, with pockmarks all over them from cookie cutter sharks. They're just like, well, I'll take a bite. I'll take another bite.
Or a swarm.
I shouldn't, but I'll take a third bite.
They said that the little thing that makes it look like there's a smaller fish, the little
band
of anti-bioluminescence or
regular skin, regular
bio
bioplane.
Yeah.
I'll take a plain bio cream cheese, please.
Yeah, that when they're in schools, then it looks like a bunch of like minnows or herring or whatever, like swimming together above, and then a thing will come in and then they'll just swarm and take chunks out of it.
That's horrifying.
Yep.
That's like a series of unfortunate events when he's attacked by the leeches.
Yeah. It's like going to like a Wendy's and you go through the drive-thru and then you get robbed.
No,
I thought I was going to have a delicious meal, but then I have less than I had when I started.
Yeah, you went grocery shopping and then you went to Wendy's to the drive-thru and then you
They
get robbed
took
of all your groceries. So they attack all these things, but their most impressive catch came in the 1970s when a few U.S. nuclear submarines quite possibly the most dangerous ocean creature ever to roam.
The real monster is man.
Yeah, actually, it's this giant beast. So these submarines were forced to return to their base for repairs when cookie cutter sharks bit through their small sonar domes that were containing this sonic transmission fluid. I don't know how
Was
sonar
this a
works.
German sub?
No, they were U.S.
Oh, dang.
Germans.
Yeah.
This was during the Cold War.
Oh, okay.
So there were Germans in the Cold War, but they weren't allowed to have submarines. It leaked the sonic transmission fluid into the water, ruining their equipment and making them unable to see their surroundings with sonar, which is very important to a submarine. So they had to turn around and go back to base. I guess blindly stumble their way back to base.
Ugh.
I don't know why you would have any aspect of the ship outside of the hull, but I guess you have to when you're building a submarine in the 70s.
I think sonar is important to I bet the location matters.
It has to be in the water.
Yeah.
It can't be on the other side of the hull. And then this happened again in the 80s where 30 U.S. submarines were attacked. There's a lot of sub sandwiches here. This is
shark?
This is have it your way.
Why are they eating it, I wonder?
Because they're crazy.
Well, they'll eat anything.
They'll eat anything.
Like a shark would.
And they're like, look, there's a thing that is swimming.
It looks like a real thing.
I'm going to try to take a bite out of it. Oh, I can't take a bite out of this because it's made out of metal. I can't take a bite of... Ooh, here's a soft thing. Wires. Or something. And it's like, it doesn't taste very good, so I'm not going to do it again. But that doesn't mean my friend's not going to do it again.
Yeah. It's like, what? You getting picky all of a sudden, Tom? Oh, I shouldn't besmirch the name Tom. Tom
is venerated.
The picky shark will be named Reginald, I guess.
Reginald the picky shark. Picky shark.
No.
Picky shark. I had to do it at least once. It was either going to be that or cookie shark.
That's fair.
I was thinking about opening it, but then I thought I'd spare the listeners, and then it just bubbled over. I couldn't contain myself. 30 U.S. subs had their wiring destroyed by cookie cutter sharks while out on patrol to stop the Ruskies from destroying the planet.
Man, did the Ruskies get their subs eaten?
I don't know. Probably, but they're not going to report it. Cookie Monster will eat just about anything, including, I imagine, cookies.
If you had a big Cookie Monster, a big Cookie Sea Monster, it would take a real big bite out of that.
That's very, very scary.
Maybe they threw that giant cookie into the ocean.
And then just
cookie sharks ate it.
And then everything just
had
tied up in a nice, neat little bow.
Yeah.
Christmas bow.
Yeah.
Christmas cookies. And that's all I got. So for you out there in Podcastia, strengthen your pharynx and take a bite out of like the cookie cutter shark in Life, Death, and Taxonomy. C is for cookie, and sea is also a body of water, partially enclosed by land, and cookie is for me. Carlos here, and you want to know what my favorite flavor of cookie is? Oatmeal and review. We want to hear what you think about this show, especially the part about how great it is. And the best thing to wash that review cookie down is with a tall, cold glass of Measure Up intros. Keep sending those into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com, and your beautiful voice will be heard by tens of people all over the world. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
If it distorts, it sounds even better. Yeah. Anyway.
Save that beautiful bean footage.